guys, welcome back to turn 2 of Dungeon Crusade. And of course, as you saw, we're in our upkeep phase. And I'll be honest, I was actually looking at this board for like 15 minutes before starting this for that situation up here in Champions Hall, because last turn we had that red skeleton warrior convert to a raiding minion. So they're heading out to the village. You know, he's going to try to raid the village. These guys can stop him, but I'm thinking about a lot of stuff up here. So we're going to come back to that. So, you know, in upkeep phase, you process if the heroes have afflictions, if you have torches. No heroes have any afflictions, no torches. So we're going to have to do our initiative. We're going to lay our initiative tokens down. So let's do the easy stuff first. As you said, our plan before was we're going to try to get down to the secret room here and pick the lock, you know, so we can get some gold. Okay, so our cleric just got out of that pendulum swinging, so she's in the clear. We're going to move her and Albus down to the secret room, okay, and try to pick this lock. So let's go over here and get initiative token 1. Cleric is going to go first, okay? These two here, you know, our goal is we're going to do some side questing. So we're going to try to get down here to the Pit of Darkness and the Spider Lair and knock out these level 1 monsters in these rooms. So this is going to be easy. We're going to move the Barbarian and the Rogue down here, but we're going to avoid this minion here, because this minion is on the orange patrol route. You know, he was going back there, so we're going to leave him alone. So this is easy. We're going to take initiative token 2, and let's move our Rogue second and our Barbarian third. Now, this is the problem up here. We're trying to get into this room, okay? So let me explain something. The Skeleton Warrior is versed in mythical, arcane, and physical warfare, okay? And it's, you know, of course, a raiding minion, okay? Our Archer's no good. See, she's versed in range and mind. He doesn't have any of them, because that's how you fight in Dungeon Crusade. You got to go off what the monster has. However, our Warrior, excuse me, our Warrior is versed in physical, and the Wizard is versed in arcane. So these two could take him out. But will they have enough movement to get there? That's the question. That's what we're going to try. So let's do this. How about we go 4th? We're going to try to get the Warrior over there, and then the Wizard will move 5th, and we're going to try to tag team him and get him before he gets out. Meanwhile, we're going to have the Archer go 6th, okay? So that's the lay of the land for this turn, and let's see how it works out. Okay, I'm going to pause. We're going to come back, and we're going to do the encounter phase next. I'll see you in a second. Okay, guys, we are in the encounter phase now, as you saw. So let us draw an encounter card and see what our heroes are going to do. This is a challenge. Lots of challenges in here. Symbols at the top. See the yellow eye? That means if you're being tracked by a guardian, that hero is ineligible to do this challenge. The red dot with the sword, it's like a little sword there, means if you're engaged in combat, you cannot take part in this challenge. So let's see what's going on here. There's a little picture for you. As the heroes make their way deeper into the dungeon, they spot a hidden cache of gold buried underneath a massive pile of boulders. If you choose, select a hero to test strength 18. On a success, the hero moves the boulders. Roll the d10 and times by 100 for how much gold was in the cache. On a fail, the boulders fall and hit the hero. Roll the d4. The result is damage the hero sustained. Okay, so we're going to test strength. So let's look at, and we can choose there. It says we can choose the hero to do this. Our Barbarian has a strength of 4, and our Warrior has a strength of 4. Why don't we do the Barbarian who took 1 damage? We're going to use the Warrior, okay? It's got a strength of 4. So listen, I'll meet you at the dice box, and we're going to try to move these boulders and hopefully find some gold. So I will be right back with you. Okay, guys, we're at the dice box. We have our challenge here. We're going to have the Warrior try to move these boulders and see if we can get some gold out of this. So we'll put the card there. We got the D20. And we have our Warrior card, and again, he has a strength of 4. So we're going to add 4. We're going to roll the d20, add 4. We have to meet or exceed 18 to try to get the gold. If not, we're going to take damage. So And look at that, boom, 17. 17 and 4 is 21. So he manages to move the boulder. So what do we got to do here? Roll the D10 and times by 100. So let's grab a D10. Got that right here, and we're going to see how much gold he found in the cache. Boom. 800. 8 times 100, so we're going to grab, I'm over here grabbing some gold. And as you know, this is prototype stuff. We're going retro, so all this will be nice, cool cardboard retro, money or gold, if you will. So there's our 800. So I have a feeling we're going to be giving this to Albus. We're going to run him to the village and pick up some stuff. Okay, encounter phase is over. When we come back, we're going to lay out our strategy, what we did in upkeep. Let's see how this works. I will see you in a sec. Okay guys, I am back, and we are at the top, of course, of the hero phase. Of course, if you remember, our cleric is going to go first because she's going to come and try to pick the lock on the secret room and try to get us even more gold. However, first, remember Albus here, you can move him at any time. You don't put initiative tokens on there, and so you're free to move Albus when you want. So since our warrior hero was just successful in moving those boulders and got us 800 gold, we're going to run him over there to where the warrior is to pick up the gold and have Albus run to the village. So he has a base movement of 6, and we're going to roll a d6 to add that to see how much movement he has, and he gets, as I knock the door down, 3. Okay, so 3 and 6, that's of course 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and he is done. Okay, now it is going to be our cleric's turn. Initiative token 1. She, if you remember last turn, she has a base movement of 2, and she's trying to get right over here to the secret room. Hopefully she has enough movement to get there. 2. So she's got, that's 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now she has to be in front of the door. Now let me show you something about Dungeon Crusade. You have essence. You can spend essence to get 1 extra movement. This is my little card here to show you. 1 extra movement, 2 essence. Okay? And essence, when you start getting special abilities, it's a real precious commodity. But I think for right now, I think we can afford to spend 2 essence. I'm going to move this down. So 1, 2. She has 7 remaining. And it gives us 1 extra movement to get in front of the secret door. Okay, so let me explain about when you are secret room, I'm sorry. You can't just walk in. There's lock picking inside of Dungeon Crusade. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break away, and I'm going to show you how we pick locks in Dungeon Crusade. So I'll be right back for the cleric's turn, and then of course we got to roll for the guardian spawn rate, but after this. So I'll see you over here. Okay guys, I am back, and we're about to pick the lock in the secret room here. Okay, let me explain. See all these lock pick tokens, or locks? We're going to have to try to pick a lock. Underneath, there's all different kinds of sort of combinations, if you will. There's easy ones and kind of hard ones and medium ones. So what we're going to do is see like the numbers there, the blue, green, and red. We're going to roll those colored D6, and we have, like say on this, we'd have 5 attempts to get a blue 1, a green 4, and a red 2. So what you do is you take your tokens, throw them into a mug or something, a bowl, and I'm going to reach in, and we're going to see what lock we get. Okay? Okay, fairly, it's like an average one. Okay, so we got to get a green, blue, a blue 5, a red 1, and a green 3 to be successful at opening this. So let's grab our dice, and we have 5 attempts, okay? Now what I'm going to do is to keep track, I'm going to put that there. So this is our first attempt. I can't find my dice cup, so we'll roll by hand. So here we go. Okay, so blue, red, and green. And as you see, there's the blue 5. We got that. So that was our first roll. We're going on to our second attempt to pick the lock. So we need a red 1 or a green 3. And look at that. Red 1. We're going on to our third attempt. Okay? And all we got to do is just get a green 3. Okay? We're going on to our fourth attempt. Oh, last one. Okay, and this is it. We got to get the green 3. No. Okay, so what you do is, or I'm going to show you though what happens if we would have picked it. We have to get a token. That room is ineligible now. You've broken the lock from trying to pick it too much. We're going to put a lock token right over here. Now that room is locked, so that is a chance gone now. But let me explain what would happen. Say we did pick the lock. We have a secret room deck. You shuffle, and you take the top card. Okay, so let's say we did pick it, and we're not going to take this, of course. This room is empty. However, let's see if we can get one. Like that. You could find 800 gold. You could find another empty room. There's all kinds of stuff in here. 1 piece of loot. And I think there's one in here for 3 pieces of loot. Look at that. But there's one in here for like 2,500 or 200. So anyway, that's how secret rooms work. However, our cleric was not successful. So to end her turn, of course, we're going to come over here. Our guardian spawn rate is on 19. Let me grab the D20, wherever that went. And you know what? I apologize. It's right here. Okay, so we're going to roll for the guardian spawn rate. Now, so if 19 or 20 would come up, the guardian would spawn. And look at that. 19. Okay, so a guardian is coming into the dungeon. This is what we do. This is our guardian deck over here. Oh, meanwhile, I've been keeping all the discards over here in the swinging pendulum. This is our guardian deck. Okay, so a guardian has come into the dungeon. And it is the level 1 Razor Fang. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll. Remember, if you would have saw, and hopefully you watched a little bit of setup. Around the dungeon, there's these zones, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way over to 8. This could really mess our game up right here. So let me grab the miniature for Razor Fang. To be honest, I was not planning on him coming in. So here's Razor Fang. We're going to grab a D8. This may really mess our plan up. Whatever the result is, that's the zone he's going to spawn into, okay? So roll. And that is 5. That is up there at Halls of the Dead, is zone 5. So, Razor Fang is in the dungeon now. Put him on a spawn point. That's good. This game's going to get kind of interesting now, guys. Okay, and remember, actually we had to put this back over here, because remember we were talking about this. Over here, this is where our monsters are, in that order. Razor Fang would go right at the end. Now he will activate in the monster phase. Okay, and then of course, remember I said when a guardian spawns, we reset that. Boy, that cleric, that was a long turn for the cleric. Okay, so we're gonna, I'm gonna break away real quick. I gotta clean up some stuff, and our rogue is next. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I cleaned up everything real nicely. I'm a neat freak. I like to have my player area all squared away and everything. So we are of course up with our rogue had initiative token 2, and she has a base movement of 4, and my idea is this. I want to get the rogue, the cleric, and the barbarian kind of like over here in the pit of darkness area in the spider lair. So I want to get them here so we can start doing these rooms here. So that is my plan. So we're going to try to roll right here. 2 and 4 is 6, so we'll move her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and of course, it would be something if another guardian spawn, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. We're going to roll for the guardian spawn rate. Roll. Look how close that will. 18. Okay, so she is done. Next, our barbarian had initiative token 3. We're going to move him. Base movement of 2 plus a d6. And a roll of 1. So not much movement. 1, 2, 3. And let me explain something I wanted to say before. The reason I have a D6, I kind of wanted to make it like, I wanted to make this game kind of like arcadey, if I could use that, and kind of like a simulation, where maybe he ran into some, clutter on the dungeon floor, or some broken coffins or something. So a low roll would mean that, there's not a lot of movement. There's clutter around you where maybe you're in a real clear corridor and you could run faster. So that's one of the reasons why I designed Dungeon Crusade like that. Okay, so let's go over here for him. He's going to do a Guardian See if a Guardian spawns in. And no, it's only 7, so we're good. Okay, next up, I think we're on like the big one here. Yeah, the Warrior. My plan was to have the Warrior attack that red skeleton Warrior. So let's see if we can get the movement to get over to him, okay? Base movement of 2, D6, and terrible movement again. He's got 4. However, I am going to move over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I wanted to maybe explain something real quick again about this. It's something. I hope you don't mind this. I just want to make sure everything's clearly explained. See this little red box here for all the monsters? This is called the target priority box. See, it says C1, C2, C3. This is who the skeleton warrior is going to go after first. Your barbarian and warrior in class 1, abbreviated C1. C2 is your archer and your rogue. That's class 2. Class 3 is your wizard and cleric. So these monsters, the AI, or how I program them, they're going to go after the weakest hero where they can do the most damage at. So you're in for a battle with these monsters, what I'm trying to say. So hopefully you understood that. Okay, so sorry to get off track, but I just want to explain as much as I can to you guys to get you acclimated to the game. His turn ends. And I think we didn't do that before I started talking. Right, Guardian spawn rate or roll 7. We're good. Okay, so next up is the Wizard on 5. I'm going to keep him back a little bit, I think. Base movement of 2 plus a D6, 4. I'm not going to move him there, okay? And I'll explain more in the monster phase why I'm doing this. I'm going to keep him there. I'm not going to move him. The Archer, however, oh wait, we got to do the Guardian roll. D20. We're good, 2. Okay, now we're going to end this with the Archer. What can we do with the Archer right now? I don't want to send her into this chamber alone. And she can't really damage the skeleton warrior. I'm going to leave her there for now, okay? I'm not going to move her. So I'm just going to pass on her, and we're going to do the Guardian spawn roll. 2. Okay, we're good. Okay, guys, this concludes the hero phase for this turn. Monster phase is coming up, and we're going to see what happens with these. It's going to get, I think this game is going to start cooking here pretty fast. So I will see you right back with the monster phase. See you in a second. Okay, guys, we're back for the monster phase of turn 2. And, of course, first up is our Goblin Spearman. And so we're going to come over here, and he is not a raiding minion, so we have to roll. The raid die is a D12. So, of course, 12 comes up. He is going to convert from a vagrant to a raiding minion. 5. We're good on that. Okay, so we're going to get his movement, and he is on the orange patrol route. He has a base movement of 3 plus a D6. So he's going to move 3 and 5. That would be 8. So he's going to be getting a new patrol route over here. So what do we have? We have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he has 3 remaining. So let's roll the patrol route die. And he's going to go blue. Blue is right here. So 1, 2, 3. And look at that. He's coming right up on our heroes there. This is going to get kind of interesting, I think. Okay, so next up, the big one, is our skeleton. So what we're going to do is there's probably going to be a battle here. Let's get his card here. And he has a base movement of 2. And so this is going to be a good example of combat here. So, of course, he's right here. And so we're going to roll the movement for him right here. Base movement of 2. Okay, so he has 5. Let me explain about minions. Minions, are like cowardly monsters or creatures. They have hit and run tactics. So what he is going to do, the warrior, of course, is within his line of sight. Now he has a 5 movement, so he's going to go 1, and he's going to continue moving when we're done, okay? So he has 4 movement left. Let's take a look at his card. So we're going to go over here because we're going to do some combat now. He is strong with mythical warfare. He's strong in arcane warfare and physical. Okay? So you see, hopefully maybe you watched the combat tutorial. So here's the 3 phases of combat. We have his tokens. We flip them over, give him a quick shuffle. And this is how this combat's going to go. He's going to get, there's 3 phases of combat in Dungeon Crusade. Phase 1 is going to be physical. Phase 2 will be arcane. And phase 3 is mythical. Now let me explain. All the heroes can gain a special ability called counterattack, where they could actually attack back when they're being attacked. But, of course, they don't have any special abilities yet. So what the warrior is going to have to do, he's going to have to defend in all of these. Okay? So we're going to have to, he's going to attack in all 3 phases, the skeleton. So I have to get our battle dice here. So it's going to be, phase 1 is going to be physical, followed by arcane, and then followed by mythical. So we're going to put them into the dice. Hopefully if you watch the combat tutorial thing, this will make some sense. So phase 1, 2, and 3. And so the warrior has to defend against this attack. And so we're going to put these right in order. So over here, phase 1 was physical. Phase 2 was arcane. And then phase 3 was mythical. I don't think this is going to go good. Okay, so the warrior scored a 10, right? So let's look at the monster card. The warrior had to get 10 or more to defend. Okay, he did, but plus, let's look at his hero card. He has, for primary, of course, he is versed in physical warfare +4. He could add +4 to that, 14. He successfully defended. So see, he exceeded that. If he didn't, he would take 1 damage. Okay? Phase 2 was arcane. He needed a 7 or better. He got 12. He successfully defended in phase 2, which was arcane. And lastly, he's going to take damage for this. Notice on where it says 9 and 1, he needed 9 or better to defend himself. He got a 6. Therefore, he would take 1 damage. Well, that's afflictions right here. So he's down to 10 hit points. Now remember that he still had some movement. He had 5 movement, correct? He used 1 to get here, and he's going to go over the warrior to continue his movement. So remember, hit and run tactics. So he has 4 left. So 1, 2, following the red arrow to get out of the dungeon. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to tell you next turn we're going to kill him. Mark my words. Okay, so hopefully you got that. If you watch the combat tutorial, it would make a little more sense. But we're going to be doing much more battling, so hopefully you'll get acclimated to it. Okay, next up is right over here, our Orc Siege Breaker. And we have to roll. He's a Vagrant minion. We're going to take the D12 to see if he converts to a raiding minion. And he doesn't, 2. So he has a base movement of 2 plus a D6. Let's roll. So he has a movement of 5. And he was on the blue patrol route. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he is on a spawn point. So on his next turn, he's going to pick up another patrol route. Okay, next we're going to move on to the Cultist of Zal, the red one. She is way up at the north part of the dungeon, if you could see up there. And I believe she's on the purple patrol route. So let's, for converting, to see if she's going to convert, we're going to roll the D12. On a 12, she will convert to a raiding minion, and no, she doesn't. So she has a base movement of 2 plus a D6. Let's roll. Wow, it's a lot of movement. Okay, sorry to get way up here. Okay, so she has 8 movement here. So let's move her. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now she's on a spawn point. So let's get our patrol route die. Where do we set that at? Right here. Okay. So she has 4 movement left. Green. She's going to go on the green patrol route, and it's right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, ending her movement. So that's where she ended up. Next up, our green Orc Archer. He's over here, and he's heading down into the Well of Eternity area, and he's on the green patrol route. So we're going to roll to see if he converts into a raiding minion. Looking for a 12. No, 7, so that's good. He's got a base movement of 3, and roll the d6, of course. And his movement, 2. So he's going to move 5. Let's go over here and move him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's 1 away from another spawn point. Now the big one, Razor Fang. Let's take a look at his card. Now Guardian, as you saw, minions move tile to tile, right? Guardians are big, they're huge hulking figures, so they move quadrant to quadrant, following a patrol route. Very easy when you see this in action. So level 1, they have no special abilities on level 1, they just have their origin stories that I wrote for all of them. So we're going to roll the patrol route, but see the 3? He's going to move 3 quadrants. Every time he gets to a spawn point, you're going to roll the patrol route die to see where he moves next. These guys can cover a lot of space, and they're pretty powerful. Okay, so he's up here, mind you, up there in Halls of the Dead West, and he's going to roll the patrol route die. So remember, he has 3 times he's going to move. So first one, he's going to move on the purple patrol route. Let's see where that's at. And so hopefully you can see that purple patrol route. It has the dot. Remember how if it's on another patrol route, he's going to follow the blue one because the purple is on the blue. So he's going to follow this line. If a hero would come into line of sight, he would attack. So he's going to move to this spawn point, and look, our hero is right there. This might go really bad. Okay, so he's going to get to go 2 more times. Green, and where's green? And yes, green is right here. However, right here, he has line of sight because monsters can see 3 squares out, and you immediately place him adjacent to a hero, and he's going to attack. And then his turn ends. We got a lot going on here. Okay, so just like we saw before, let's see what he is versed in. And they do a lot more damage. So we need our mythical. Let's go over here to our combat phases. So we're going to need mythical, which we already have. Physical, and he's good with range. Okay, so what we're going to do is, of course, shuffle these up. That's one of the, I give you a tip. One of your first special abilities for your heroes should be counterattack. So you can, land some damage back on them. Okay, phase 1 is going to be range. Phase 2 is physical, followed by mythical in phase 3. And of course, our warrior has to defend in all of that. Now let's see what he needs though, okay? Now the good thing is our warrior is versed in physical and range. Let's take a look at his card. So we can add to this 4 and 2. So that's kind of good. So let's get our, of course, physical die. This will be actually in phase 2. We're going to get our mythical. That's in phase 3. And I got to grab the range warfare dice. Okay. And so he could take 5 damage on this if he does not defend successfully. So let's see how this goes for him. Here we go. This might be good. Okay, so phase 1 was range. So already he scored a 13. Physical was next. He scored a 5, which is terrible. Mythical, he scored a 12. Okay, let's start looking at some stuff here. Okay, with first phase is range. 13 and 1, and he did. But see how we got 13 there? Hopefully you guys can see this. he got 13, but he could add his 2 because he's versed in range warfare. So he scored a 15. We're good. Next phase is physical, 12 and 2. He did not do good with this because that's 5, and even though he is versed in physical warfare, that's a 4, and so that's only 9. So our warrior is going to take 2 damage for that. It's down to 8. Finally, in mythical, Razor Fang, he had to score, oh look at that, 1 shy. 13, he only scored a 12. And of course he's not versed in that. So he's going to take another 2 damage. Okay guys, that is the monsters phase. You know, I don't want to say too, this, you know, the turns are kind of drawn out right now because I'm, you know, explaining a game and going back and forth. It moves much more briskly, you know, like when you get acclimated to it. So let's put his card back. I'm going to tidy up this area, and I'll tell you what, I hope you guys are liking this. As you can see, there is a lot going on in Dungeon Crusade. So I'm going to clean up the area a little bit. I'm going to think of my strategies. We're probably going to go after him next turn. I think we got the movement. We're going to try to surround Razor Fang, and we're going to take him out. We're going to probably let this minion escape, and we're going to deal with Razor Fang. It's going to be a good turn, guys. Okay, come on back, and we'll see what happens. See you on the next turn.